What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. I'm going to break down some big news involving Donald Trump that's causing the market to dip even more, as Donald Trump is not denying a recession for this year. I'm also going to talk about some big factors involving these charts, so just know that I'm not a financial planner. Make sure you take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $2,000, you're guaranteed 30 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on invested cash. The offer ends at the end of March. Anyways, as far as the market's going, SPY has been making consistent lower highs and lower lows. For today, we're seeing a big red bar again. The market tried to rebound on Friday only to get another rejection. And we're looking pretty weak during this pre-market session, so I do think there's going to be a risk of another downside move. But whether or not we continue to dump is going to depend on if we lose this support around 565 or not. The last time we touched that, we did see a rebound. If we don't rebound off that, we could be dipping all the way down to about 560. And then once again, it's not going to look good if we continue to fail around there. So you want to watch that very closely. But what's going to happen is I do anticipate a bit more downside, and we'll have to see if this support holds. The reason the market's dipping involves Donald Trump so far. There's some news coming out that Donald Trump is not denying that there could be a recession this year under his leadership. He's saying that it could be a very powerful period of transition as his economic policies take effect. He mentioned this is very important. There's a big shift in the economy coming, and he would rather see the U.S. go through this now than later, just so that they're prepared for what's about to come in the future. Some people may blame him, some people may blame Biden, some may blame Jerome Powell. It doesn't matter who we blame, guys. What happens, happens, and we just have to keep our heads up no matter what. And just keep in mind that recessions are going to happen. They are necessary, and it's very cyclical, right? This does happen every so often, and it looks like this could be, it's on the table. If anything, the Fed has not confirmed that we're in one, and our data doesn't confirm it yet, but that is something that's worth mentioning because things could really change as time goes on. So Donald Trump is not denying that we could be entering a recession this year. It really is a possibility. um, we're going to be waiting to see what happens with our Fed and all these other factors. But for now, we're just going to take it one step at a time just to see how things go. The next thing coming up is going to be our consumer confidence report for today. This will help us understand how inflationary expectations are looking. It's coming today at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then later on during the week, we have CPI. Then we also have news involving the government, because the government has to fund another bill to basically avoid a government shutdown by Friday. So that's what we're going to be watching for. So keep that in mind. In terms of our earnings, we have a lot of these um, retail stocks announcing earnings. We have Oracle later on today. Then we have like Kohl's and a bunch of others. So just keep that in mind. The market's once again tumbling because of more intensive recessionary fears. We're going to be watching to see if we could hold our lows and if a bottom could be established soon. For now, we are still bearish, so just keep that in mind. Markets continuing to fall. We're seeing this all over the news right now. Canada also has, once again, they basically elected a new potential prime minister who's going to be replacing Trudeau very soon. Big news is coming out, and then we'll see how things end up going from there. Besides that, there's also some more negative news involving Nvidia. Once again, the recessionary fears are affecting them, not to mention fears about the fact that they're getting some downgrades in their overall price targets. And then there's also some fears about how the tariffs will affect them. So I'm seeing that affecting Nvidia. Anyways, so for the markets, I want to mention that if you look at like SPY, we're nearing the 200 EMA, which is around 568 to 569. We have 568 as a big support right here historically. Then we have 569 to 200 EMA. So we have to see if SPY gets bought back up to reclaim our 200 EMA or not. If we close below that 568 area, it's going to be a very, very bad sign. We could be dipping a lot more. If we could hold it, though, there's going to be hope for us to attempt some kind of rebound move. So I'll be watching that very, very closely. If SPY continues to fall, okay, the main support's on 565, which is where we bounced from last week. So please keep that level in mind. That's going to be very, very important, at least for a lot of us. And then if we hold this support by the end of the day, there's still hope that this could try to rebound. But I'm going to be watching that 565 area to see if we bounce off that or not. If we don't bounce there, I'm going to be looking for essentially 560, then all the way back down towards into like the 555 area. So watch to see if 560 holds at the very least in 565. If those supports hold, there's going to be hope that this could try to rebound back up towards this gap around that 575 area. I do expect us to gap down. There's going to be a big gap that forms, and we'll see if we get some kind of rebound or not. For now, we are a little bit more bearish, looking to watch and see if that 565 support holds. On the QQQ, we're also looking bearish. We're making lower highs and lower lows. We're watching to see if we could hold 480. If that does not hold, we're going to be at risk of tipping all the way down into like the 477 area. So you want to be very careful. We also have 475 below that. Watch 480 to see if that holds. If it holds, we could try some kind of rebound move to 490. If not, if we lose 480, we're looking for a bigger dump. So watch that very closely. On the Russell, we're making lower highs and lower lows as well. Watch this imbalance down here around that 200 area. We have 202, then 200 as our main supports. We'll see if those hold. I could be looking for a dip to about 200. We'll see if we get a bounce around there or not, depending on our inflationary expectations report at 10 a.m. But there is going to be a risk of us dipping a little bit more in all honesty. On ES, we're looking weak. We have to see if 5,700 holds or not. If not, we're looking for where this wick is, which happens to be around 5680 to 5650. That's our next support zone if 5,700 fails us. So watch 5,700 to see if we get a big bounce. If we do, we could be looking for a move back up to about 5725, and then back up towards the 5750s. If we end up losing 5680 to 5650, then that's going to be like a bearish signal. So watch to see if that support holds, as we're still technically looking kind of dippy. On NQ, we're making lower highs and lower lows. We could be dipping even more, so we're looking for this. We have to see if 20,000 holds for close. If not, we're going to be at risk of dipping to like 19,750, 19,500 or below. So watch those supports. We want to see this thing reclaim 20,000 later on during the day. Otherwise, we are still looking bearish. And for now, we're expecting some kind of downside move with all this negative news involving Trump. Bitcoin's trying to bounce. We're looking for about 84,000 that could be coming. And we'll see if we get some kind of reaction, some kind of rejection or not. So watch that very closely. I do think this might push a bit for 84,000. Looking at Nvidia, not looking too good. We're looking for 107 to be retested. That's where we have this imbalance. Look for a dip. If that doesn't hold, we're looking for like 105. Even the low 100s would come if that fails us. So watch 107 and 105 as two supports. I do expect us to dip a little bit more, but there's still a bullish divergence forming. So once we get our bounce, this is going to reverse temporarily. I don't see it happening on the charts yet. Whoopsies, looking at Tesla, we're looking bearish. Watch 250, then 244 as our main supports. If that fails, I think the low 240s are coming. But watch 250. Tesla's dipping. Yes, it is. But notice that we still technically have a triple bullish divergence that's trying to develop. That suggests that there could be a big bounce coming soon. Okay, we're not there yet. We're not bouncing right now. So let the price action guide you. Let the chart guide you. So yes, we could dip a little bit more on Tesla to 250, if not 244. I also want to mention there's a gap to fill at 220, but I don't think we're going to fill it unless we lose like 240. Then I'm going to be a lot more concerned. But for now, I think that's before we fill our big gap down to 220, there might be a temporary bounce that could be coming if we get a bounce near like that 244, 240 area. So for now, don't worry about the bounce yet. Just watch the price action. Watch 250 on Tesla. If it doesn't hold, we look for 244 in the next level down. So be careful. Apple has resistance at this 237 area, and we have the support to watch for a 235. Might dip a bit more for 235, and we'll see if we base there. We've been trying to hold support so far. Also between 232 and 235, so watch that at least as time goes on. For Coinbase, we also have this very interesting trend here. We're looking for a small dip to about 200. We'll have to see if that holds. If it holds, we could try to bounce to fill this gap to 212. If it doesn't hold, we could be dumping all the way down to about 195. So I think the low 200s are coming. We'll see if we get some kind of rebound. On Amazon, we're making lower highs as well. Looking relatively weak. We're looking for these lows right here around this 192 area to 190 to see if we get some kind of bounce or not. So watch and see. If we lose these lows on 192, yes, it's bearish. 190 is coming or below. If we could hold these lows around 192, this could try to bounce back up to 200. So watch that very closely. Meta has not broken its lows yet. We're watching these imbalances around this 600 area. So I think we could get very close to the low 600s. If we hold 600, we could try to bounce back up to 620 to fill that gap. If not, we could be dumping a lot more. So watch 600 to see what kind of reaction we get. Microsoft is dipping right here. We're looking for a move back down to about 386. If that holds, we could try some kind of rebound move back up to 390. Watch the lows of Friday to see if they hold. I do expect us to dip to 385. If that doesn't hold, we're looking for 382 next. So watch that very, very closely. On Google, we're also dipping quite a bit. We could be dipping all the way down towards 169. So we'll see if buyers defend there or not. So just keep that in mind. The VIX is still bullish, which is a bad sign. We're still technically bearish as a result of this. The VIX may try to get back up to these highs again, and then we'll see how it reacts to resistance. So for now, the market is still bearish, unfortunately. We got some more bad news involving recessionary fears. But let's see if the market could form a bottom. I still think there's a good chance it will, to get a temporary bounce, not like a bounce that's going to last for just a temporary move back up. So watch to see if support holds. If it holds, then there could be a bounce coming. For now, we're going to be watching our key supports and be very, very patient. Thank you all so much for listening. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be back with another upload in just a couple of hours. Until then, I wish you all the best and peace out.